All right, so pretty premium hand on the button, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the button goes, definitely premium hand.
Yeah, as far as the button goes. All right, we flop a flush draw and a gut shot from what it looks like.
Yep.
Both players check. I continuation bet. And Holly Poker, who's playing 39-7, calls here.
Do you like your C-bet in hindsight?
My C-bet?
Yeah, just in general, because at the end of the day, basically, all you do have is a gut shot and a like kind of bad flush draw. Like, so, like, if you bet here, are you going to fold to a raise?
Yeah, I'm going to fold to a raise.
Okay.
I guess my main thing when I'm C-betting is I'm just trying to get people to fold out equity. That's my main thinking. So, like I said, I'm still in the part of my game where I'm C-betting quite a bit.
No. It's a great spot for a C-bet. The one thing I just wanted to say was, just thinking about exactly like what you want to accomplish with a C-bet or a check. Basically with our exact hand, I'm pretty much always going to C-bet it because like unless we hit exactly an 8 on the turn, I'm not gonna be happy with our hand. And like even if we do turn like a jack, a queen, a king, things like that nature, even an ace or like a 9, like we still kind of have to hit our hand. So our hand plays much better as a C-bet, and then barrel when we hit like a jack, a king, a queen. Basically any of the cards that are like in our hand that give us more equity.
Right.
And we can put a lot of pressure on his range. So, and also like our jack high flush is basically useless. It just gives us equity against hands that check call the flop, basically.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting in terms of just, thinking about the different reasons for C-betting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to try to get my thinking to, I mean, basically, the reason we're doing all these sessions is for me to develop my thinking to a more advanced level. So I bet the turn here, and here's kind of my reasoning for betting the turn. I think a huge part of his range is like straight draws and flush draws, and maybe like a hand like jacks.
Yeah.
And I think with the 10 getting there and the board being paired, I think he's going to fold out a lot of flush draws and straight draws.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Maybe like pocket queens, pocket jacks. So
yeah, basically the majority of his range is going to fold on this turn. Like, I would say the only things that continue are a 10, obviously.
Sure.
A boat sometimes, like, when I say sometimes, because most boats are going to check raise to begin with, but boats are definitely in his range.
Right.
And I wouldn't discount them completely.
You mean like pocket fives?
Yeah, like pocket fives or like 10-5 or something like that. I think pretty much every boat in his range. It's not like a huge part of his range, but it's definitely there. And then, like, if he maybe has like something like 7, 8, 9, like a really good combo draw with diamonds, I doubt he's gonna fold that, even though it's like a really bad card for him.
Right. So even though he could still be drawing dead, you think he's still gonna continue?
Yeah, I think the combination of him having like a really good straight draw and a flush draw, he's probably not gonna fold that.
Okay.
But those are just smaller parts of his range. But basically, and then obviously the largest part is like tens that just check call the flop.
Right.
I don't know if I said this, but he also could still check call with like an overpair and a flush draw. I don't know if I said that or not.
You didn't, but I mean, he can definitely do that. What do you like about? What do you think about my bet sizing? I bet about 3/4 pot here. I definitely bet on the larger side.
Yeah, I think I would bet smaller. Your sizing looks not so much for value. It looks like more you want fold equity. I don't think he's gonna like read into that too much, but the biggest thing against weaker players here is that like when you bet like $3 versus $4.50, I think he's gonna react to it in the exact same way. He's gonna fold everything that was gonna fold to a bet, and then he'll raise or call with this continuing range.
Right.
So I would probably bet closer to like $3.50 here, if not $3.
Okay, that sounds good.
The last thing though, I just wanted to make a mention about is like if the flop was like 10-4-2 with diamonds, I would probably actually give up on this turn, because I'm going to guess the majority of his calling range, unless he has a super wide preflop range is going to be mostly tens and then over pairs, and so there's not going to be near as many straight draws that call it the flop. And then like most of his flush draws are probably going to have the overpair to begin with. And so basically the majority of his calling range on the flop is rarely going to fold that turn bet unless he is exactly like a bad flush draw.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that like while like this 10 is a great card to barrel, it's because of like the texture in general that like there's going to be a lot of hands with straight draws and it's going to be less like made hand heavy. Whereas in the 10-4-2, like his check calling range is going to be very made hand heavy versus less draws.
That's definitely something interesting for me to think about, and that's not something that I would have just naturally thought about on my own.
All right, well, awesome.